Hey YouTube, Dan here from EAP Films Official. Today we're doing something a little bit different for the vlog show. I'm going to be talking about the Irish airline Ryanair. Now, just so you know in advance, this is more of a bit of a rant, more so than a bit of an informative video, but hopefully it might discourage other users to use Ryanair and maybe go through the same situations that we've gone through. So just to give you a bit of the story, my uncle is going on holiday in a couple of weeks' time, which is fine. And Ryanair sent an email saying that you can check in online. So great, brilliant. So you click the link for it, takes you to the website, you check in, you punch in the email address and the two confirmation numbers. There's an inbound confirmation number and an outbound confirmation number. When you put in one of the confirmation numbers into the login screen, you get your booking form saying, you know, your flight details, where you're flying to, the times of the flights, that sort of thing. And then you check in. But it's not that simple. See, any ordinary airline would say check in 30 days prior to departure, correct? And 30 days before, you check in, punch in your API stuff, and send it off. You get your boarding passes and you print them off, and then you go on holiday. You come back, you've had a good time. But with Ryanair, it's a little bit different, and I really don't know why they've gone down this route. Now, you can pay more money to book your to check in 30 days before you travel. It's £9 there, £9 back, and it might not be a lot of money to you guys, and it probably isn't a lot of money, but why should you pay more money? You've already bought a ticket. If you went on a train or a bus or any other public transport other than planes for some reason, unless it's any other airline, let's be honest, you buy your ticket, you sit down, you go on your journey, and that's it. You don't buy your ticket if you're going on a train, sit down, and then pay for your seat. Your ticket fare is your seat. You are using that transport. So why should Ryanair charge more for something that you've already paid a fortune for anyway? Okay, so forget the 30 days thing. 7 days prior to departure, you can do it for free. Brilliant. Oh yeah, that's fine. Leaving the country is no problem. You got 7 days to do it. You get on your plane and you go. Thing is, the return flight is also 7 days prior to departure if you want to do it for free. But sorry, you want me to check in while I'm already going to my destination? Is it me, or is that just the most moronic thing in the world? Why would you do that? Oh, it's free 7 days prior to departure. But don't worry, we know you're going to be abroad at the time. So how are we supposed to check in? If Ryanair are watching this, you tell me how that makes sense. Because to me, it doesn't. How can you book check-in if you're not in the house, if you're not here to do it or print it off? How are you supposed to do that? And then you'd be fretting while you're trying to enjoy your holiday, worrying how you're going to get back. Oh, it gets better. If you think, I'll be fine, no worries, I'll just risk it, I'll go to the airport, check at the airport. Oh, unlucky for you, they smack a £45 fee on for that. Why? We're doing the job for them. What happened to the days where you used to go to the desk, you hand your passport, they do a bit of typing, and then send you on your way? They charge £45 for that. There's no logic with that. So anyway, confused by how I was going to be able to, or my uncle was going to be able to return, I went on the online chat, and that's where things get really interesting. So I will read the chat that we had. And just so you know, the guy I spoke to was called Adam, works for Ryanair, very unhelpful. So, here's the transcript. Bear in mind, my uncle's name is Roger, so I acted on behalf of my uncle. So here's the transcript. Hello, Roger. How may I help you? Well, hello. I just had a quick query about my boarding passes. Firstly, I have 2 reference numbers, outbound and inbound flights. I haven't paid for priority check-in, and I don't see why I should. And it says I can only check in 7 days prior to departure. For the outbound, this is no problem, but the same also states for the inbound too. I can check in on the 16th, but I'll already be on my way to the airport by then, so my question is, how do I obtain my inbound boarding pass? Adam says, check-in opens 7 days before each flight if you do not wish to purchase a seat, which I don't. If you have purchased an allocated seat, the check-in opens 30 days before your flight date. So I say, I haven't purchased an allocated seat either. 7 days before my flight would be the day I'm flying out, so I won't have access to check-in. Adam says, then I recommend that you reserve a seat for your return flight and then you can check in earlier. Why should I? I've paid my fee. Why should I pay more? So I say, would I have to pay for reserving a seat? Adam says, yes, you would have to pay to reserve a seat. I don't want to pay. I've already paid for a flight. Why should I then have to pay for a seat just because you guys make it impossible to check in on the return? Every other airline allows check-in up to 30 days without booking seats or paying to check in early. Makes sense, doesn't it? Adam says, if you want to check in earlier than 7 days before the flight, then you would have to reserve a seat, I'm afraid. You will be afraid. So I say, so Ryanair force people out of more money just so they can get home. Adam says, this information was available before you made the booking. I say, the booking was made via onthebeach.co.uk. Adam says, I am very sorry, but we are not responsible for third-party companies like On The Beach. Which I accept that, that they shouldn't be responsible for that. But the point still stands. How can they justify charging more for something that should be free anyway? So then I say to him, do you take a train or a bus? He says, I am not sure. What do you mean? I say, do you use that transport? He says, no, I don't. I then ask, does he drive? And then he uses the quick text button. There must be a button that they have there that they can just click and it immediately types, is there anything else I can help you with today? He knows I'm getting to him and he's really getting a bit hacked off, to be honest. And he thinks he's having a bad day. So I say yes. Why Ryanair feel the need to charge for every single possible thing known to man? Do we have to pay for engines? Or how about the staff? Do we pay extra for a pilot, because it's important? Or how about a couple of wings on the plane to help us get up there? Do you charge for that too? What about the oxygen on the plane? And then all he says is there anything else I can help you with? Please come back to us. Thank you for using a live chat service, yada yada. But meanwhile, I was still typing another bit of a rant. And he submitted that, the chat got closed, and that was that. So I'm pretty annoyed because I don't see why or how Ryanair have got away with this, not just this service, but the way they operate as a business for so many years. Has no one else been that annoyed about them? I've got a few more friends who have used Ryanair in the past. Their plane was delayed. They didn't get an apology. They were actually paid, I think it was 80... I can't remember the exact figure, but over £80 because they checked in at the airport. Why? Why are we getting just lumbered with this bill? We've paid the airfare when we booked the tickets. Why should we pay extra for checking in early for that luxury? Just open it to 8. If you have to have like a 7-day thing or 30-day check-in for priority boarders, whatever, just make it 8 days at least, just to give people the chance to book before they travel. So basically it comes down to 3 things. My uncle, who's travelling he has to leave the house about 3 o'clock in the morning. So he's got 4 options. Don't travel, which ain't going to happen, let's face it. He can either pay £9 to get back in advance if he pays for it now, which I don't see why he should. Pay £45 at the airport, which would just be insanely stupid. Or he's now got to wait until after midnight to be able to do his priority check-in before he then travels. So that basically gives him, at best, 3 hours kip. When, you know, if you've got a long journey ahead of you and you've got to get like a good amount of sleep, he's going to be absolutely knackered just to suit Ryanair. I'm sorry, but that's got to stop. And I think if you support our argument and you've been through the same scenario with Ryanair, please help share this video, back it up, share with your friends, and just try and get Ryanair to change their bloody policies, because it's absolutely irritating. Anyway, that's my rant over. Fair play if you stuck with it for so long. I just don't think Ryanair should get away with this sort of stuff. I don't know of any other airline that does this. It's just crazy. My own experience with Ryanair, about 3 years ago, I was flying to Malta. The flight there was okay. The flight back, we were delayed because of I think we had some gale force winds or something. So we had in the UK, so the flights were delayed coming out of the UK, so we couldn't get back until later. And it delayed for like a couple of hours, and it was like 4 hours, and then in the end I think it was close to 7 hours that we were delayed. By law, I think after so many hours they have to give you food and drink, like vouchers or something to, you know, have some refreshments. We didn't get anything for such a long time. Everyone started complaining. Even the staff at the airport in Malta were complaining to Ryanair because they weren't giving us anything. Eventually they did give us something, and it was a voucher worth so little that all we got was like a small sandwich, and that was probably about it. No apology, nothing. We get back, and I think everybody at that moment wanted to kill Ryanair, to be honest. It was just a disgraceful handling of a situation. So anyway, yeah, as I say, that's my rant over. Thanks for sticking with it. Hope you can share this and bring it to Ryanair's attention. Maybe they might do something about their stupid policies. Yeah, so don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and we'll see you next time for a more happier video, I'm sure.